Hello everyone. We are going to be solving daily Leetcode problem given on July 19th. It is 1233. Remove subfolders from the file system. Before starting this problem, let us have a small motivational quote. As a developer, you will face endless challenges, bugs, tight deadlines, new tech stacks, and burnout. These tough times are temporary, but your ability to adapt, learn, and persist is what makes you last. Just like refactoring bad code, you are or debugging for hours, resilience turns struggle into growth. Tech world changes fast, but tough developers will always thrive. Stay stubborn in your goals, flexible in your methods, and remember the struggle is a temporary branch in your Git history. You'll eventually merge it. So I specifically wanted to bring this quote up just to uh, just as a reminder that there will be multiple times in our life that we get to face tough situations, but as developers, like today there is plenty of AI tools which helps us, which might be quite threatening to an developer or a so and so person who is working in a software company. But uh, certain key things like understanding what other ways you can improve, maybe data structures is one good thing that you can spend time upon, improving your problem solving skills and being ready to take up any new challenges in software development roles, right? So such activities or such initiatives from once, even though you are starting today, it will always be helpful in your career. So stay very active in your goals and strive to become the best at it, right? I am also one among them. Let's continue with this problem here. So 1233, remove subfolders from the file system. This is a pretty interesting medium mark problem. Given a list of folders folder, return the subfolders. After removing the subfolders in those folders, you may return the answer in any order. If a folder I is located within another folder J, it is called subfolder of it. A subfolder J must start with folder J followed by, for example, AB is a subfolder of A, but B is not a subfolder of ABC, right? It makes sense. So let's say there are two paths A, B. So this means that B is a subfolder of A. Okay, so the format of path is one or more concatenated strings of the form / followed by one or more lowercase English letters. For example, lead code and lead code problems. Here, problems are valid path, which while an empty string are not. So here, problems is a subfolder of lead code, right? So let us understand this better through this example here. So if you see, there is, I guess this is kind of sorted in order. That's something that comes to my mind. Sorted by alphabets, and A is like a root folder and AB is a subfolder. So this is a subfolder to A. So we only consider the root folder. Similarly, CD, CDE. So this we can ignore, and this is the root folder. That's something. And CF, we do not have CF in any of the other place. So CF is a root folder again to itself. In this example 2, A is like a root folder while A, B, C all have a starting of A, which is the root folder, and BD are all subfolder. So only A is the root folder here. And in this case, all of them are ABC, ABCA, AB output, AB. I am guessing this should be AB. This should be the subfolder, and AC. Okay, so all of these are a root folder. Okay, that makes sense. So since these are all root folders, we should consider all of them as a root folder, and there is no occurrence of ABC anywhere previously. So this is taken as root, but here it's ABCA. So let me erase all my writings here. So ABC is a root folder, and ABCA is also another root folder. ABD also is another root folder. Okay, that makes sense. So the way that I am approaching this problem initially is, so first observation is to have this folders array sorted, and then to iterate through each folder and checking if any of the values, or we can have a result variable. So first thing is, I will write the approach here. So folders input array, and next thing is run through f in folders, and if f in results. There exists a string in results. Maybe results is a temporary or the output that we are returning. So if there exists such a value, then we can continue. Else we can add to the results array to results, and we can finally reset. Add. So this is an approach one, where firstly we are sorting the input folders array, and then we are going through each folder, and if uh, there is no value in the results, then we also push the specific folder to the results array. And if there is not if okay, we can do it this way. So if there is no items in results, then we can push this folder, and also this particular folder path that we are looking at does not have a root folder in the results array. So we can check the results array with length -1, since this is already sorted. So we can check just the previous folder and see if uh, it has something similar to the current folder that we are working with. If it doesn't have, then we can also push this folder. So we can altogether ignore this else loop also. So I will write this solution in the Leetcode editor, and we can solve this problem quickly. So here we are going to make the check if the results array is empty, or the current folder that we are looking to starts with the previous result, then we can ignore it, saying that this current folder that we are looking at is a subfolder of the result that we have, previous folder that we have already added. So that's the logic that we Okay, so what we have done here is, firstly we have sorted the folders input array, and with the sorted folders input array, are we are iterating through the input folders, and for each folder we are checking if the result array that we want to return as as this solution output, if it is empty, then we directly append or we push it to the results array. Else, and also, or we check if uh, the the current folder that we are looking at uh, is like a subfolder or is like an extension to the previous folder that we added to the results, and we are only checking at the previous or the last added folder name, because we have already sorted this and we don't need to worry about uh, the values being jumbled. So if it is already there, then that's fine. So that's what we are doing here. So once we do that, we can simply return the result, and this should solve our problem. Let's try submitting this solution. If dot starts with okay. I think this should be camel case. Okay, so yeah, this should solve the problem. Result if dot starts with starts with okay. This is starts with, and this should be the right method. Starts with is an JavaScript method which is like helpful for us to find if the specific folder string is also an extension to the previously added folder into the results array. So let's see what the error is. So we are checking if the length is 0, that's one check, and if not, this one, if dot starts with result, result, and this one. Okay, this should solve the problem. Let's see. Uh, okay, looks good. Let me see if this solves this logical error here. Mm, okay, another closing bracket. As you can see, the solution gets submitted, but yeah. Let me know in the comment section if you really have any use cases for this problem. I I see a good amount of use cases for this problem where we do not we let's say when we are operating in a Linux based machine where we are operating through terminal only, we are required to remove certain subfolders and only operate with the parent folder, and maybe such an algorithm might find its use case in when we are not having proper GUI or a proper user interface like how we have it in a Mac OS or a Windows machine, right? So you can let me know in the comment section if you what are your thoughts or what are your use cases around this problem. So the time and space complexity of the solution will be n log n as we are sorting here, and also length of the array, let's say n folder, that is something that we are iterating, and also we are also checking the prefix or the previously added uh, result if it is of a parent folder. So it might be um, n log n plus n, let's say n is the folder's length plus s, let's call it l, the results array length, right? So n log n plus n into l, and the space complexity would be the results array, which is n, right? A maximum of folders length n can be the results array space complexity. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please do keep the comment section running. I would like to hear your thoughts and ideas or any possible feedback or any possible questions around this explanation. Thank you.